Hello and welcome to another episode of Tiva Drive, and today I'm shooting it myself. Everybody's busy with Christmas shopping and stuff, and just in time for Christmas 2024 we have this 2025 Mini Countryman SE pure electric Mini, which is basically equivalent or the same car as the BMW iX1, which is not sold here. It's only sold here as X1 in gas version, and this is a universal platform. The BMW iX1 and this Mini Countryman SE is basically built on the same platform on the same factory floor in Germany. And today we previously briefly compared it with the Volvo EX30 rear-wheel drive version, which we tested recently. Now we had a chance to have it for the full week. We're gonna give you our full review and impressions of this car after driving it for a week, and we're gonna compare it with two cars. Our own Q4, which has been sitting here at BMW headquarters for a week, so we're just warming it up. It's been minus 22 degrees this morning, so perfect chance to test the Countryman SE in winter conditions. Although this car, they have not changed the tires to the snow tires yet. It's still running on all seasons, so it's going to affect your range. We're going to adjust for it when we discuss the consumption of this car in these extreme winter conditions. So let's we won't give you the walk around because we gave you the walk around together with the Volvo EX30. We're just gonna jump in to compare the rear space. The specs of these two cars are: the Countryman SE has a 64 usable kilowatt hours size battery, rated at 340 kilometers of range. That's the rated range, of course, in ideal conditions. 310 horsepower, sub 6-second acceleration, all-wheel drive, of course, and this our own 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron 50, which then later on became 45 and 55. Ours is still a 50. It has 300 horsepower all-wheel drive, 78 usable kilowatt hour battery, so substantially bigger battery. And in terms of the space, the length of the two cars is very similar. They're both C-segment cars. The Audi is a few centimeters longer, which is reflected in the interior space. The other car we'll be comparing it with is the Mercedes EQB, which exists in both single motor and dual motor versions. The Countryman only exists in all-wheel drive. The Audi here now is available in both single and dual motor versions. They all start around 59,000, except for the Audi, which has now increased the price to about 63 for the rear-wheel drive, 67 for the all-wheel drive. Here, the Mini, 59 grand gets you all-wheel drive, 310 horsepower. So that's the advantage. Mini is price-wise. As is, this car is, with all the options, it's actually 70 grand, so base 59. As equipped, this test car is 70 grand. Let's quickly sit inside the rear space. So we're gonna give you quickly the rundown of the interior space here of the Mini. You have the wonderful opening sunroof, brown seats, dual tone color. Here it's kind of a light blue with a beige roof all around. 19-inch rims, which are almost the same size as our X5. We have a few pictures of this car side by side with other cars. Let's jump in the front. Basically, this car, as soon as you open the door, it starts the preconditioning. Hopefully my lens doesn't fog up because it's crazy low temperature today. This head-up display replaces the dashboard. Here behind the steering wheel you have just the sensors, driver attention sensors. All the information you normally see in let's try and turn on the car. You turn on the car by turning this button here, and this is your gear shifter is here. D and B, so drive and B for one pedal driving. The power button turns the car on. And now, as you can see, the head-up display is on. So this flap actually closes when you lock the car, and it opens as soon as you open the car. So this head-up display has all the information that you normally find on the dashboard here in front, and it's well positioned, so it's just under your line of sight, so you don't take your eyes off the road. and plus this large center screen, which has all the other functions. Okay, so but for now, let's just talk about the space. I'm in a comfortable position here in the front. Let's jump in the back to compare the space with our Audi. Let's do this. Okay, so the rear space, I still have my junk in here. I have to remove it, move it from car to car. And as you can see right away, the space is pretty tight when I'm in comfortable position in the front of the Mini. The space in the back is quite tight. I'm just gonna jump into our Q4 to show you the space in the Q4 and to compare quickly. We won't show you the trunk. We won't show you the trunk because we showed you the trunk previously. It's a 20-40 split. Let's jump in the Audi now and show you the seat is the front seat is set for my comfortable position, regular driving position. In the front we have the preconditioning going on. As you can see, wow, what a difference this makes in our Audi Q4. As you can see, substantially more legroom in the back, so that's one major difference. That doesn't necessarily reflect on paper because the difference is only 3-4 centimeters longer for the Audi, but boy oh boy, is there ever a difference in rear legroom. Okay, so that's about it. Let's jump in this Countryman SE, take you for a spin and talk about the results of our testing before heading back. Stay tuned. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's jump inside. Okay, here we are. Let's turn on the car. There we go. Let's just turn down the radio so it doesn't interfere with us. Let's fasten the seat belts. Okay, and talk about the car. It's like minus 29 with the wind chill. This morning we started this test in +5. We got pretty good results, and then at the end of the test we got into extreme winter conditions, which is actually great. It gives us a chance to test this Mini Countryman SE under winter conditions, with the only reservation that this basically is the car on all-season tires. They haven't installed the snow winter tires yet. Click OK. Right away you can see our consumption here for over 165 kilometers from Georgian Bay to Toronto, 25.6. And while on the highway it was actually over 26, giving it about 240 kilometer range on a winter highway in these extreme conditions. The rated range is 340 kilometers based on the 64 kilowatt hour usable battery, which is almost 15 kilowatt hours less than our Audi Q4. It's also less than the Mercedes EQB, so it's the smallest battery in the segment by far. Whether or not it's sufficient for you, you decide. We'll tell you about the consumption results in warmer conditions and colder conditions, but first let's take you for a spin. Let's talk to you about the funky 8 different driving modes which we showed in the other video, but let's quickly go over them. First and foremost, they all come with their own sounds, intro sounds, but also fake engine sounds as well. So let's start with up. This is the shifter for the drive modes. Now, first of all, let's just show you those things. You have the hey, whatever verbal commands which you can put up. Here's your phone connection menu, navigation menu. By the way, the navigation takes up the entire screen except for this little section here. So it occupies the entire screen, where with the as you can see with the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you only have this tiny little square, which makes all the icons inside the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay very small. So we actually prefer to use the car navigation that came with it for two reasons. Number one, because it's bigger, occupies the entire screen. Number two, because in order to precondition the battery ahead of a DC session, you have to program the car navigation, not the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, car navigation for the high-powered charging station. And good luck in finding it on this navigation. Verbal commands are useless, unfortunately, as with all the other BMWs. Same with trying to type in, charging stations in a certain location, doesn't work. So just like with a lot of the other EVs we tested recently, you have to scroll down, you have to know where the station is, search for it on the map by scrolling and squeezing the map, finding it there. When you find the fast charging logo on the screen, you click on it and then you just start navigation. We'll tell you what the difference the preconditioning of the battery made. You actually have to activate it every time, and it's in the menu. So if you go back to the main menu, the icons here, this is the climate control. So if you want to precondition without the app, this is where you precondition it before leaving manually. Charging, here you go. Here are the settings. So here you can charge the maximum charging. So when you're at a fast charging station, probably do this, change it to maximum 80%. Otherwise it's 100%. We're going to plug it in shortly. There's an AC limit possibility as well. And here are the settings. Preconditioned battery. There you go. So right now it's on, but somehow it turns itself off. So make sure before you head to the fast charging station, make sure you click on this automatic preconditioning of the battery ahead of the DC session. Once we take you for a spin, we'll tell you what difference it actually makes. So here we go. So a lot of games. Here is your verbal commands, the weather, consumption. This is your autopilot, Assist Plus, totally hands-free system in this particular car, which is one of the options. And then you have a nice clock. So ambiance up 1. This is the core. It's the standard default is core. Let's go to. You probably heard this wild sound, and this is the look of the GoKart mode, which is your equivalent of a sport mode. This is where you can get the sub 6-second acceleration. So let's go down, back to core. Let's go to green. This is your efficient mode. Bonus 0.1 kilometers, not much, but when you look at the range left, it makes about 20 kilometers difference from our experience this week. By the way, this morning at minus 22, the total range at 100% was only 220 kilometers. Okay, let's go to the next mode, personal. And again, each one of them, you can change your picture on this mode, and you can change all the settings you want, including all the ambient lighting. So ambient lighting is attached to the mode, except in personal, you can change it. The LED lights are all along here and along the doors as well. Plus, there is a projected patterns on the dashboard here and there, which are, the projectors are located right here behind this round screen, and you can only see them when it gets dark enough. Otherwise, you won't see them at all. Next mode, vivid. There you go. This is the vivid mode. Let's just go back here to this screen. Next mode, timeless. It's pretty cool. This imitates kind of the old Speedo. You have the battery percentage on the right, and then you have the power band on the left. So it imitates the old classical Speedo in a Mini. Okay, next mode. And this mode, for whatever reason, closes your the sunshade because we have a camera attached. We can't do it. So let's just forget it. And this is basically your calm screen. And then next mode after that, it's your trail mode. There you go. So this one here shows you the angles at which the car is sitting, etc., etc. So we're gonna go back to the green mode and start in that. Or maybe let's just start our test drive in the go-kart mode, because it's the most fun and the fastest settings. Okay, let's put it in drive. So then this is the reverse. You have the cameras, you have automatic parking in this car with 10 grand worth of options. So again, 59 base, 70 grand as equipped. It comes with hands-free autopilot, comes with surround cameras, and so this is your reverse view. Let's put it in drive. So you have a D and B. So the first time you press, you toggle between D, which is normal coasting, and B, which is one pedal driving. Okay, so let's take you for a quick spin in this. Let's correct the camera position a little bit to the right. Okay, we should be able to see everything. And as I mentioned, normally we have my son helping with the shooting, but today he's busy Christmas shopping, and I'm the only one kind of managing the shoot today. So here, let's let you hear the sounds of the go-kart mode. One second, let's stop. Okay, we had to stop the video because we met a friend here at BMW HQ and had a quick chat with him. So we're gonna start again. Yeah, the video kept running, so we'll probably just try and cut out the conversation with our BMW friend. Otherwise, you'll hear some of our impressions and the conversation with him. But anyways, okay, so let's continue our journey. Turn on the car by twisting this little thingy in the middle, D and B, and there we go. Okay, so let's chat about the different modes. We are in go-kart mode right now. Okay. We'll let you hear the go-kart mode fake engine sounds. All right. This is the 5.5 second acceleration. Let's go. Wow. Interesting sounds. Very, even little backfire sound. Interesting. Of course, the electronic version of the backfire. Let's do the next mode. It's kind of super cold and slippery. Not sure if we'll be able to do it again. There's still some snow and ice on the road. So let's try and find a dry piece of the asphalt here to try the next mode. So one down is core. So that's the standard default mode. Let's try and accelerate in this mode. This is kind of Jetsons sound, a little cartoonish. Okay, so let's go down to the next mode. In green mode or efficient mode, there are no sounds actually. So we're just gonna go to the personal one. I don't even remember what sound I chose, to be honest. Whatever was there before. We're gonna go a little section of the highway for you, so we can demonstrate the hands-free driving. If it works today, it doesn't always work. So same sound, kind of the Jetson sound. Next mode, vivid. Okay, and from what I remember, this mode has a slightly different sound to it, if I remember well. So we're gonna head down on the 404 here to try and activate the hands-free. So this is called Assist Plus at BMW. It's a full hands-free. However, with the monitors being here, it wants to make sure that you're paying attention. Your eyes are directed at the road, and for whatever reason, even if you're keeping the eyes on the road, it says that you're not. paying attention, and it disconnects after a few seconds. So we didn't have a very good experience with the Assist Plus in this particular vehicle. And you have these lights here, like with all other BMWs. When it says Assist Plus ready in your head-up display, then you let go of the wheel, the green light comes on, and you're in hands-free. So we'll see if we can get it to work for you again once we hit the highway. For now, we'll try and demonstrate a couple of other modes and their associated sounds. So again, consumption. When it was on the plus side, +5, the first day we took it on the highway, right away we took it from here to our lake house, Georgian Bay. Consumption was under 20 on the highway. It was around 19.5, which is pretty good in +5 degrees with climate. Massage, by the way, you have cooling, heating, and massage on the front seats. The massage is only for the driver's seat. So we use the massage heated seat at level 1, steering heat at level 1, and we usually keep, right now we have 18 because I have my winter coat on, but normally I kept it at, with the lighter coat, I kept it at 20. That's what most people would probably put in their car in the winter. And so consumption was under 20, which was quite impressive. However, today, as you can see, when it's -15, actually it was -22 this morning, right now it's up to -11. Nice and sunny day, but very cold. So the consumption on the highway was above 26 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, giving it about a 240 kilometer highway range. Better than this morning's estimate, because we were driving around the city shopping and our consumption was even higher than that. It was about 27, 28. So this morning at 100%, the range was actually showing 220 kilometers total. So that was a little bit scary. And again, the reason is the battery in this car is only 64 kilowatt hour usable. It should be bigger, in my opinion. All the other competitors have a larger battery, including its i4 cousin. The batteries, so this is a smaller battery. This is kind of a Nissan Leaf Plus size battery, or a Kona EV or Niro EV size battery. So it's really too small for this size of a car. Which is the size is comparable with our Q4, with Mercedes EQB, with Tesla Model Y. All these cars in similar price range have larger batteries. Other than that, this car is really funky and fun. So let's hear the acceleration in vivid mode. Nothing, no sounds in vivid mode. Okay, let's go to one down, timeless. Let's try this one. And of course somebody's trying to block me. And there you go. So basically the sound is different in timeless mode. So you know, it's kind of funky. Let's try and put it into self-driving, not self-driving. Autopilot, Assist Plus mode, as it is called with BMW. So we're gonna position ourselves in the middle lane here. You activate it by this button here, the left button on the steering wheel. Boom, and we are in self-driving mode, autopilot. The Assist Plus is not available. I'm not sure why. There you go. It tells me to keep my hands on the wheel. Normally the Assist Plus should kick in already, and it doesn't for whatever reason. It's geo-locked to only certain locations, but it should be working on these multi-lane highways. It did work on the 404 before, it did work on the 400. Auto lane change, there you go. It's automatically changing lanes, but you have to hold the wheels, and you have the warning lights here. So we're gonna get off right here, since we can't get the Assist Plus hands-free to work, but it does come with Assist Plus. Could be the weather conditions, could be that the sensors are, all covered in salt. However, we just took it through the car wash, so it should be working. The other explanation could be is that it is basically geo-locked to only certain sections of the 4-lane highways, divided highways. Yes, so coming back to the comparison with the Audi Q4 and Mercedes EQB, those two cars are larger, slightly larger. Mercedes being the largest. Of course, it's a 3-row compact SUV. Both Audi and this Mini, which is the same as the BMW iX1, not imported here, but identical specs. The Mini is the smallest of the three. We did not jump into the Model Y to try and compare the space, but I anticipate that the rear legroom is going to be also less than the Model Y. So it's the only regret is that the battery is basically a little bit too small for the size of this car. We're gonna head back in this timeless mode. The sounds are quite pronounced, so we're gonna head back and see. We'll try and activate the Assist Plus hands-free system again to see if it's gonna work this time. So again, 5.5 second acceleration, 310 horsepower. It's the largest and the most powerful Mini ever. And it is big. If we put it side by side with our X5, it's not much smaller. It's actually almost identical size to our Q4. So it's much bigger than the previous generation Mini Countryman for sure. So obviously you don't get the same acceleration as you get in the Go-Kart mode. So let's go back to that, to just before we end this video, to give you the impression of the sounds of the Go-Kart mode. And there we go. It's perfect for merging. The merging lane is pretty short. There we go. And we're on it. Activate. Assisted driving activated, but no sign of Assist Plus. So it's gonna tell us, it's telling us, flashing yellow lights and telling us to hold the wheel. Auto lane change. And again, Assist Plus. Normally you get a message, Assist Plus ready, and then you let go of the steering wheel, the lights turn green, and it's fully hands-free. With this little controller, basically the little monitor, driver attention monitor located right here, watching you to make sure that your eyes are looking at the road. All in all, fun car. We prefer to the EX30, for example, because it's bigger. Even though it's similarly priced to the EX30, it's definitely bigger than that car. And we love the fact that it has, even though it's missing the dashboard here, the information contained in the head-up display, it's all there. So it's a very good replacement for the dashboard. Normally we don't like cars where everything is on the screen, but here with this head-up display pop-up version, it's good enough, to be honest. A little bit too many functions are here, like all the climate functions are on the screen, so you have to do it all through the screen. But after the 1 week of getting used to it, it's actually not that bad. So we're gonna cancel. Yeah, it has this kind of a fake backfire when you're slowing down. So we're gonna head back. And yeah, if you have any questions about our test drive, again, you know, this car in the winter, you can expect the much less than the rated range of 340, which is much less than the Audi Q4, much less than EQB, and of course less than the Tesla Model Y, which is the longest range of all of them. So we're gonna try and change the lane here. Yeah, and it's still a good deal at 59 grand base, plus options. You get 310 horsepower all-wheel drive, 340 kilometer range, which translates in the winter with the winter tires to less than 240, so the full 100 kilometers less under extreme winter conditions. So it's up to you whether this would be sufficient. For most people it will be, except if your cottage is far away. So if your cottage is more than 200 kilometers away, you may have to program charging stops on the way. And today we stopped at a few different stations. You know, the Electrify Canada was busy, one of the Petro-Canada was busy, but one of the cars left, so we were able to plug in. Thank goodness we plugged in on Highway 89, because when we arrived at Highway 7 to check on Petro-Canada there, the fast charging station, there's only 2 units, as you know, and there were 2 cars charging with 4 cars waiting. Crazy. It's just before Christmas, probably a lot of road trippers are using their electric cars to come to Toronto or going on trips, and there were 4 cars waiting. Yeah, the situation with fast charging stations here in the GTA is pretty sad. We need more of these stations, and we need these stations to be in working condition. Hello and welcome to another fast charging session. This time around we're here with 2025 Mini Countryman SE pure electric crossover. We have just traveled from Toronto to Barrie, used an average of 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We started the charge around 70%, and as you can see it's topping out at 61 kilowatts. Not bad, but it could be better. Our Audi, previous Audi did much better than this. The car is basically 300 horsepower all-wheel drive, 64 kilowatt hour battery. It was showing 300 kilometer range, but based on this consumption in Eco Mode, we should be able to do over 300 kilometers on the highway. So let us quickly show you the interior. Beautiful panoramic sunroof. This one is stuffed with upgrades. Let us show you the front of the car, of course. Here's the front headlights. It's an SE, SE basically model, so that's why it's the more powerful one. It's stuffed with a lot of gimmicks and options. As you can see, one big center screen here, nice ambient lighting, and it's showing 60 kilowatts here as well. Power, it's gonna take until quite a long time to be full, so we won't bother. We'll stop at 80%. Just a quick top up to see what kind of speed we would get, and so far the maximum was 60. It's ramping down right now. Okay, so that's about it. We'll give you the full report and a full review. Stay tuned on our YouTube channel. See you there.